Wine. The moment I reached the bride room, there was silence. My parents were sitting lifeless. Mom was sewing their water in her hand. I read the letter, and after reading it, the paper slipped from my hand. Everything is finished. How we are going to face the pupil? We are not able to face the society because your beloved daughter has run away, she said in mocking tone. Jungkook, Mom, why are you blaming them? They are too unaware like us. Jungkook went out and Vine went out to take water for her mother when Mr. Jun started speaking. It is for of no use to say all this. Our reputation is on stake and now your daughter only will save both families' reputation. What are you saying, Mr. June? Try to understand the situation, Mr. Kim. I want Vine to marry Jungkook. I can't sacrifice my little princess for my problems. Sacrifice? We are not gonna slaughter your daughter. Vine dad, but we are ready. Vine dad, what are you saying? Are you in your sense? Vine mom, then what do you want me to do? All the guests and relatives are outside. If they get to know that the bride escaped, then what will happen? Nobody will marry Vine. Her life will be destroyed without her fault. I know that she will not gonna agree, but it is for her good only. Vine also came in the room with water and the glass fell from her hand after hearing their conversation. Vine, I will not marry him. If you disagree to marry him, then from today, for you, we are dead. Vine, Mom, Dad, she whispered with tear in her eyes. After the wedding, they were sitting and guests were congratulating them. Why, Unni, why did you run away? See what happened now because of your one decision. If you wanted to complete your dreams, you could have talked before, but you just ran away. Vine was in her room when her mother came. Vine mom, Vine my baby. I know because of the impulsive act of your sister, we decided to marry you off with Jungkook, but we never decided it blindly. We know him very well that he is perfect for you. That is why we have chosen him for Sunmi. He is a Jim and a very humble person. Vine, Jim, humble, my foot. Mom, he is 10 years older than me. How will I get comfortable with him? Will I be able to handle this relationship? She said angrily. You will handle everything, my baby. Vine, whatever it is, I don't care, she said and went out. Jungkook, I was looking at her behavior. She did not hug her parents and directly sat in the car. Maybe she is offended by her parents to marry her off all of sudden. She is only 18 after all. And I was also feeling very bad for her, but I don't have any choice. They reached to Jungkook mansion and entered inside, but before Jungkook could make her introduced to her new home, she chose her room by herself and shut the gate on his face. Jungkook, she is the youngest child and pampered by everyone. She looks stubborn and I don't mind her coldness because anyone on her place will do that. I went to my room and changed my clothes. Jungkook, it was a simple arranged marriage. I only one time meet her sister, Sunmi, and I thought that she was also okay with this marriage. I don't know if I like her or not because I thought that maybe after marriage I will eventually started to like her, but nothing goes as we plan for. I never knew that something like this will happen. I have to marry her younger sister, but I am sure that I will give Vine time and support her and will take care of her because she is my responsibility now. My luggage was already here, so I changed my clothes and slept. When I woke up, it was already 5 p.m. and my stomach growled, letting me know that I am hungry. Vine moved out of her room and saw that mansion is very big and beautiful. Hey, you wake up. The food is ready. Vine, I went to the dining table and saw sandwich. Actually, I can't cook anything apart from this. I don't want to know, she said coldly and went from there. He did not think for twice before marrying his fiance's sister, and now he is trying to pose as a gentleman. When her food arrived, she went inside her room without even looking at Jungkook, who was waiting on the dining table with hope that at least she will join him. Jungkook, why am I even feeling hurt? This ignorance is nothing new for me, he said and smiled sadly. When it was already morning, I get ready and went downstairs with my college bag and saw him having his coffee while scrolling his phone. He looked so handsome. What I am even thinking? Mrs. Park, Jungkook, child, have your breakfast. Fine. I saw an elderly lady in her mid-50s. She seemed close to Jungkook by her uniform. She seemed to be housekeeper. Oh dear, you wake up. I must say you are so beautiful, Ryan. You must be thinking who I am. I am Mrs. Perk and the housekeeper of this mansion. No, Ryan, she's not a housekeeper. She is my auntie, my family. My mother, not by blood, but by heart. Ryan smiled a little bit to witness their bonding, and she became comfortable with Mrs. Park instantly. Though Ryan did not like this relationship, but loved her nature so much that she hugged her. Mrs. Park patted her head in motherly manner, and Jungkook left for his office after wishing her bye. And as usual, Ryan did not reciprocate it, and then she also went to her college. I was in the college when during the lunch time my phone rang. Saw the caller ID. My mom was calling me and I cut the call as I don't want to talk to her. I am hurt and I just can't talk normally to everyone after what happened. I need some time for myself to process all the things. Jungkook, good morning, Ryan. Ryan, good morning, she replied without looking at him, engrossed in her phone while having breakfast. In this 1 week, nothing changed much. She ignored me whenever I am around. Don't talk even if I talk to her casually, but today she responds my greeting and eat the food together, which is good. Her parents called me and asked about her. She was still not talking to them. What are you doing here, Jimin? Can't I come to see you? So how is married life? It is good. Does she behave well with you now? She don't talk rudely and now you know she is young, so it will take some time for her to get familiar with these changes which suddenly thrown on her. I wanted you to get married to a person who care for you, but you never think about yourself in front of your parents. Jungkook, you and Mrs. Park are there for me. How much you try to cover up your loneliness, my friend, but I can clearly see in your eyes that you crave for someone of your own. He thought and smiled sadly. After college, I directly came to the library as I need some books for my new assignment, and I have already messaged Mrs. Park that I came to library, so it will be a little late. I came home, everything was silent. Not finding anyone, I got tensed. Vine is not here. Her college ended 3 hours ago, then why she is not at home? I went to Mrs. Park's room and asked about Vine. She told me that she went to library after college but did not came. I thought to call her, but who I am kidding. I don't even have her number, so I took the number from Mrs. Park and called her, but her phone was off. I immediately took my car keys and started driving to the library. I also informed Jimin to come to the library. I just hope she is fine. If something happened to her, I won't be able to forgive myself. She is my responsibility and I have to protect her. When time passed so quickly, as I looked at the time, it was already 8 at night. I thought to call Mrs. Park, but then I saw my phone battery is dead. Only few pupils were left in the library, but someone was looking at her and she was unaware. She was packing her stuff and was about to walk away when a boy bumped on her and juice fell on her clothes. Oh no, I'm really sorry. Vine, it is okay, she said and went to washroom. She heard a click sound and turned and saw someone. Her heart beat fast and seeing the person in front of her. Vine, what are you doing here? Why did you lock the door? Ivan, I locked it so that no one can disturb us, baby. Vine eyes became wide on his statement and she started feeling scared. Vine, are you out of your mind? Leave me, she said when he started coming closer to her and hold her arms. He was holding her harshly. She pushed him away all of her forced and slapped him. You bastard. That is why I slapped you that day when you were harassing that girl. Ivan, that day you saved her, but now how will you save yourself from me? He again forcefully started to kiss her neck, but Vine bit hard on his hand. You slut, how dare you? He was again going to slap her when the door opened with third Vine. I looked at the door when someone was standing there and someone was beating Ivan black and blue, and it was none other than my husband Jungkook. Jungkook, you bastard, I will kill you. How dare you to touch my wife? How dare you to even lay your disgusting shadow on her? I will kill you today. The security guards came and Jimin pulled Jungkook away from Ivan. Jungkook, leave him. No, leave me, Jimin. How dare he to touch my wife? Jimin, you have beaten him enough, buddy. Go to your wife. She needs you. Jimin's words brought him back to his sense. He looked at her messy form and covered her with his blazer and kept his hand around her shoulder. Vine did the most unexpected thing. She threw her both arms around him and hugged his torso tightly and started crying heavily. Jungkook became stiff when Ryan hugged him, but composed himself and caressed her head. Relax, don't worry, you are safe, he said. During the whole journey to their home, Jungkook was looking straight, focusing on the drive, and Ryan was looking at him. He saved my dignity. He is not cheap, but a true man. I misunderstood him and behaved like a bitch with him. In this 1 week, I understand that he is not some business-minded person. He is good by heart. He was trying to make me comfortable, nor for once he behaved rudely with me. They reached home and Jungkook take her to her room. He take the first aid box and apply ointment on the bruises on her arms. Jungkook, get change and sleep, he said and went out. I opened my eyes and felt a familiar cologne. Then I noticed that last night I slept hugging his coat. I feel ashamed of my rude behavior. After having bath, Wine came downstairs. She saw him in the living room and then went to kitchen. How are you, child? Jungkook told me that you get into an accident last night. Are you okay? Wine understood that Jungkook did not told her anything to her, so he also said that she is fine and then started having breakfast after greeting good morning. Jungkook was going out of the house for office when Wine ran behind him. Jungkook, thank you for saving me. You don't have to thank me. You are my wife, my responsibility, and it is my duty to protect you. I'm sorry, I know I behaved rudely with you, but I can't help it. I was not ready for any of this thing, but it happened. I was angry and wanted to take some time to think properly. And now that we are married, I understood that I need to accept this change. So let's start with friendship to know each other better. Hearing her, my heart skipped a beat and a bright smile appeared on my face. I accept her proposal. Maybe this is the start of our journey. When I call my parents because I can't be more upset with them and can't live without talking to them. Mom started crying when I was talking and I feel guilty for not talking to them. We talked for some time and then I cut the call. The heaviness in my heart was gone. And now I feel light after accepting the new change and this relationship. After college, I directly went to his office. Everyone knew that I am his wife. As I enter in his cabin, I find no one other than Jim and Oppa. Hello, Oppa. Where is Jungkook? Hey, Ryan. He's busy in the meeting. Do you have some work? Why? No, I thought to go out today with him. Why don't we three of us go together after his meeting finished? Good idea. It has been days since we go out on dinner. Vine and Jungkook become more comfortable with each other, and after Vine and Jimin meet, they are like brother and sister duo who like to annoy Jungkook. After some time, Jungkook came and became surprised, seeing Vine. Let's go out, the three of us. I smiled at her and nodded. I like this feeling when she said to me about something with her full right over me. I felt happy when she claimed her rights, and it made me feel wanted and loved. We came to my favorite restaurant. I feel happy when we spend some time together and I felt jealous when someone else looked at him. I don't know this feeling, but I know one thing, that I started liking him. His care and gentleness make my heart flutter. When after meeting mom and dad I came home and went inside, but the scene in front of me made me shocked and furious. Jungkook was standing in the living room, just came from office and saw his parents were sitting in the living room. Mom, Dad, he exclaimed happily and went closer to them. Jungkook, what happened, Mom? Did I do? His words cut it in the middle when Mrs. Jeon slapped him hard across his face. Mrs. Jeon, how dare you? With whose permission you cancel our new project? Mom, actually that land was not good, so that is why I cancelled the project. Saying the person who can't make his parents happy, and about that land, I don't give a damn. Did you know how much that project was important? You had destroyed our life and now you are destroying our business. He is just a bad omen for us, and enough. A loud voice inquired in the hall. Vine came inside and stand in front of Mrs. June. Vine, now dare you to say one more word against my husband, then what will you do? Tell me. Then I will forget that you are my mother-in-law and elder than me, and with the hand you slap my husband, I will break that hand of yours. Hearing her, Mrs. June anger raised more. Mrs. June, this is what your parents taught you. I thought I find a perfect girl like me for this family. My parents raised me well, so don't you dare to even raise your finger on my parents. And you say yourself perfect. Saying yourself perfect, you are disrespecting the word perfect. You can't become a good wife. How much time do you give to your husband? And you can't become a good mother. slapping your own son without his mistake, and you call yourself perfect. If perfect girls are like you, then I am glad that I am not perfect. Mrs. Yun was looking at her with complete shock expression. Her eyes were filled with tears. She has become numb to see her own disgusting face in the mirror of Wine words. They could not able to say anything and went out of the house. Wine. I used to think that his parents does not visit us because maybe they were busy, but today everything got clear. They are just an ungrateful parents who can't appreciate their son good work. Wine. Today I realized that I can't stand hearing a single word against him. And now one thing got clear, that I don't like him, but I am in love with him. I realize my feelings for him. Mrs. Park looked at her with teary eyes and little smile on her face and said thank you to Wine. After that, she went to her room and saw Junkook standing in the balcony.